A warm welcome to Midday Live here on TV3 from the News Hub at Adisawe Kanda in Accra with me, Komla Adom. The bulletin is live from our studios, as always, here at Adisawe Kanda in Accra. If you're watching us on DSTV, this is channel 279 across all our social media platforms. It's TV3 Ghana. Our top stories this afternoon. Two NDC MPs, MP Blacqua and Emmanuel Kofi-Boa, filed petition against Interior and Defense Ministers with the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice over deaths recorded during the 2020 general elections. We have details for you. Also, bird flu outbreak now hits 5 regions. Western North region is the latest, with over 100,000 birds affected. We'll be engaging the veterinary services for the latest. Also, a week after shooting incident at Obuasi Tutuka, victims want comprehensive investigations into the event and culprits brought to book. And also in this package, Institute of Energy Policy and Research petitions Office of a Special Prosecutor to investigate alleged procurement breaches by Electricity Company of Ghana in the procurement of some meters. And on the international front, almost 60% of Afghans have been forced to leave their homes this year are children, according to United Nations. We have details of these stories and more, including sports and entertainment, if you stay with me over the next 60 minutes. I appreciate that you could join me from wherever you are here on Midday Live. Let's begin from here. And 2 members of parliament have filed a petition against 2 ministers of state, the defense and interior ministers, with the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice charge. The 2 MPs, Samuel Blacqua and Emmanuel Kofi-Boa, say they want Strach to look into the deaths that occurred during the 2020 elections. Now, in a petition that we have cited, they have outlined a number of constituencies which witnessed the violent crimes during the election, including the Techiman South constituency, as well as the Ododo-Diodio constituency. The 2 MPs also want the chaos at the Savelugu constituency also probed by the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice. The 2 are also demanding comprehensive probe into the Ablekuma Central constituency violence, which we recall led to the death of 1 person and injuries to some other individuals. So that's the latest coming through on the 2020 election petition, or the election as held in 2020. 2 MPs have filed a petition to the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice charge to look into the disturbances which led to the death of 6 individuals across the country. We'll bring you more subsequently. Also log on to 3news.com. We have all of that right there. Now, if you are a lover of poultry and poultry products, you may want to listen up, because bird flu outbreak has now hit 5 regions. The latest is the Western North region. It adds to the Greater Accra, the Ashanti, the Central and Volta regions, which have all recorded cases. So far, over 100,000 birds from 43 farms have been affected, with a case of a woman caught bagging some of the infected birds allegedly for sale sometime last week in the Ashanti region. There are fears some of the meats of infected birds may be already on the market. So this is the latest when it comes to the bird flu outbreak. Over 100,000 birds across country. The Western North is the latest region, adds to the Greater Accra, the Central, the Volta and the Ashanti regions to have recorded cases of the bird flu. What is the Veterinary Services Department doing about it to prevent the movement of the infected birds from the infected areas? Let me just quickly bring you a breakdown of the cases that we have so far with respect to the bird flu. We have in the Greater Accra region, 28 farms have been affected. In the Central region, 5 regions have been recorded. In the Volta region, 2. In the Ashanti region, 7. In the Western North region, 1 farm has been affected by the bird flu. So those are the details coming through. And then also, as of August 16 this year, we had 58,349 birds affected in all. And then as of August 22, 107,704 beds were affected. And now we have in the new beds 49,355 that have been affected. And so in all, 36 different farms have been confirmed with the bird flu outbreak, and then 7 of them in Ghana. So that's the latest when it comes to the bird flu. Let's engage an official from the Veterinary Services Directorate for the latest, Dr. Benjamin Sasu. Thank you for joining us. Now, the concern some have raised is that you say you have a hang on this, but there would appear, because of the movement, there appears a spread of a flu from the initial regions now to a fifth region, which is the Western North region. How do you explain the spread that we're seeing now? Hello, Dr. Sasu. I'm afraid Dr. Sasu will be joining us for a conversation on this to help us understand exactly why there appears to be a spread of the bird flu from one region to the other. Initially, 2 regions recorded cases, then it moved to 3, then it moved to 5, and now we're having the Western North being the latest to join the outbreak. The poultry farmers have raised concern. They say when the birds are discovered on their farms and subsequently destroyed, what happens to all their investment? The Veterinary Directorate has said that it will ensure that some compensation packages are provided to the farmers whose farms are affected by the bird flu. But I'm sure most of you who are lovers of poultry and poultry products, this will be of concern to you, because when you go onto the markets, you are unable to tell for yourself as a consumer which of the birds may have been affected by the bird flu. Dr. Benjamin, let me try one more time if you can hear me. Doc, I was asking how you explain the spread of the virus from one region to the other. Now we have 5 regions in all. So Dr. Sasu cannot hear me, so once we're able to reach him, we'll engage him on this. But while we wait for that, the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO, has issued a warning to residents along the White Volta to relocate to higher grounds to avert imminent flood disasters. Authorities ready to spill excess water from Bari Dam. Sonobel operators of the Bari and Kompienga dams in Burkina Faso have served notice to spill excess water from August 27.
The perennial spillage of excess water from Bari Dam has over the years caused havoc in the upper east and northeast regions. Its impact last year was devastating, washing away parts of the Bolga-Boko-Polkom highway, destroying houses, submerging farmlands and causing severe casualties. The water level in the dam is 234 meters above sea level, with daily average intake of about 711%, which would cause rapid rate of fill, necessitating imminent spillage. This is the current water level of the water at the Ghana side of the White Volta ahead of the intended spillage. In a bid to avoid damages and possibly casualties this year, the Upper East Regional NADMO wants people in the lower White Volta basin to relocate to higher and safer grounds.
Settlers along the White Volta, the confluence that is around the Galaka, Sapelga community, that if there's nothing serious to do for the day, please, people should always stay in the highlands, that is in their areas of operations, like their houses. The farmers should be advised not to cross the rivers, because this is the time the spillage comes, and it only takes 72 hours to get to the Ghana territories.
The regional NADMO director further spoke about its preparedness.
We cannot boast of having enough to mitigate, because finally we might not know the quantity of people, that is in terms of numbers, that will be affected. But I think that it is enough to accommodate whatever disaster that might come. Remember, we equally have reinforcement, and the reinforcement can come from Accra.
So this appears to be an annual issue. The Bari Dam is spilled, residents along the White Volta and farm fields are destroyed. We know that the dam, constructed in 1992, was at a cost of 67 million CFA franc from the World Bank. Now the total capacity, which is some 7 million metric tons, a maximum length of 400 kilometers since 1999, 8 years after the construction of a multi-purpose dam on the wide Volta Basin has been leading to the spillages. Now, the Burkinabe Power Company, Société Nationale Burkinabe d'Électricité, continues to spill excess water from the Barry Dam. And so, these are the facts that we have so far when it comes to the Barry Dam and the spillage that occurs annually to accommodate the water so it doesn't break the bank. So, it was constructed in 1992 at a cost of 67 million CFA francs. Also, total capacity, as we have said, 7 million metric tons, and maximum length is 400 kilometers. And the spillage has begun since 1999. It still continues till date. We have farm fields being affected and residents being affected as well. Now, in 2021, 8 districts in all will be affected in northern Ghana, according to information released by the National Disaster Management Organization, NADMO. And so we know that these are the NADMO alerts to the residents along the area to move from one area to the other. So those who also have farm fields that have harvestable crops have been told to harvest some of the produce. So when the banks or the dam is filled, they would lose all their produce to this particular matter. Let's return to our poultry story, and we know that it's of concern to many of you, those who love your poultry and poultry products. Dr. Benjamin Sasu is a risk communicator with the Ghana Veterinary Services, joining us via phone. Doc, I wanted to find out from you briefly what is accounting for the spread, because we know at the early stages of the outbreak, we had just one region, then it moved to 2, 3, and now we have 5 regions, which is the Western North region. Can you tell us why we're having this spread of the flu? Do you not have a hang on it? I think Dr. Sasu cannot hear me. We will be trying the phone one more time to get through to him for a conversation. Now, the old students of St. Charles Minor Seminary are calling for the immediate shutdown of a school. Now, it follows the recurrent fires in the school. The old students say there have been at least 4 reported cases of arson attacks in the last 1 week alone, coupled with other security concerns, and these put the students at huge risk. The old students are also unimpressed about the incidents of the fires in the school and the quote-unquote inaction by management of the school to deal with this. They're also demanding psychological support to the students. Let's speak to Marco Friamanfo. He's the Greater Accra Regional President of the Old Students Association. Thank you for joining us. Now, have you made these concerns you raised in your statement to management of the school? What has been the feedback so far, for which reason you are determined to demand the shutdown of the school?
Yes, thank you very much for this opportunity. We have received updates from the school regarding measures that are being put in place, including improvement in security, engagement of additional security personnel to help beef up security in the school. They have also implemented some of the recommendations we made in the past when there were fires at the school. Why we are calling for the closure of the school is that the situation at the moment has become difficult to actually ascertain the cause and the intention of the suspected arson.
Okay.
So we feel that for young students of that nature to have 4 attempts at burning down your school within a week or within 10 days, except that they may not have the psychological state and the environment will not be conducive enough for students to continue. Besides, because we do not know the intention of whoever is behind the fires, you will never know what they will do next. And that is why we as old students of the school feel that it's unsafe to keep young people in the school, and they will need to be counseled, they will need pastoral services so that probably they go back home briefly whilst we make serious and more concrete effort at unearthing the cause of the fire. So it is just a precaution for safety.
And tell us about, Mr. Amanfo, tell us about what the way forward will be. I mean, shutting down the school, would that mean academic work and all the other related activities will automatically come to a halt? Then what happens to the academic future of the students then?
Yes, that has been a big of a debate even within the ranks of all students. But we feel that a temporary closure, was concrete effort is made to beef up security to ensure that it will be safe for them to return. And if it it's said that it may have to prolong, then arrangements may have to be made to put them on other schools to continue learning whilst a concrete effort. Because we say this because the fire started since 2017, and to be honest with you, there hasn't been any serious attempt at investigating the fire, if I will put it. And the school has been left at the mercy of the management to be short of ideas at the moment. And that is why we feel that that temporary closure will bring some relief to students and parents, whilst effort is made to find a lasting solution to the attempted arson at the school.
Okay.
It's quite dangerous.
Should a school fail to heed this particular demand or call you're making, what happens?
Well, as old boys, and of course, we are full of very high-level learned people. We will decide on the next step, and we wouldn't hesitate in taking the appropriate legal means to cause this action to be taken.
Thank you very much. You heard there the Greater Accra Regional President of the Old Students Association of the St. Charles Minor Seminary speaking to us. He is Michael Oforiamanfo speaking to us. Now, panelists on TV3 New Day have added their voices to demands for the Kumsin Committee report on the killing of social activist Macho Kaka and two other people at Hijra to be made public. NDC youth organizer Jojo Pariado and MPP's Alfred Thompson told Johnny Hughes a further delay will fuel public suspicion or speculation that something is being shielded.
Taking so long for us to be told the content of the report, because he said he was going to study it and then we will get to know. This is an important matter.
And I believe the Interior Minister, being a legal person, a lawyer and everything, he knows that the more you keep the report or you don't bring it out fast or you don't bring the recommendations early, the different suspicion people have. And so I hope, maybe because the president is out of the country, but I hope that by the time the president comes, this report will be presented to the president, the necessary information is given out and the necessary actions taken, because it's necessary for all of us. And we've had a series of some of these reports and things that have kept long, and it creates a different mind for people to say that, is it that there's something in there that they don't want to come out or what? Yes, the recommendations can be given. It's up to the president or the minister or the team involved to say that, listen, I'm taking this, I'm not taking that. You look at it and see whether it will help the cause of the country.
Right.
In that same vein, let us all rally behind the minister. Please bring the report out to make sure that calm comes to that place.
I see.
Justice delayed, it's like justice denied. And you see, people are a bit skeptical and doubtful because of how this government in the past have handled other reports.
Politicking again.
Where is the politicking? That is what the truth is. If,
go ahead.
after almost a month, the impression the president and the vice president created for the country was that they needed, that is why initially the president just gave them 10 days. Now the report has been done, and it's sitting on somebody's table gathering dust. Whilst the victim's family are out there hoping that something will be said or told, that this and this is what the recommendations are, and this is what we are going to do. These are the people we think are culpable. So
what would a further delay mean?
You see, once where I sit, and knowing this government and how it has covered up a lot of scandals, and how he has pushed a lot of reports under the table, right from the boss days up to today, tried our West Wugon's Commission's report and the kind of white papers that were issued, clearly you can only come to one reasonable conclusion, that this government has something to hide in this dry issue.
Really?
And now, from what I said, I believe they are massaging the report.
Allow the report to come.
Let's get back to one of our top stories this afternoon, and Norton MP Tamale Blacqua and his Elembele colleague Emmanuel Amakofibua have petitioned the Commission on Human Rights and Administrative Justice Straj, asking that it investigates the deaths that occurred during the 2020 elections. The petition is lodged against the Ministers for Interior and Defense, as well as the Inspector General of Police and the Chief of Defense Staff of the Ghana Armed Forces. The petition borders mainly on events that happened in some constituencies which witnessed some violence which led to the deaths. Joining us on the line for a lot of conversation on this is Samuel Blacqua. He's one of the two individuals who have petitioned Straj. Thank you, Mr. Blacqua, for joining us. What exactly are you demanding of Shraj to do in this respect?
Yes, thank you very much. Good afternoon. We are demanding that Shraj, pursuant to its constitutional obligations under Article 218 of the 1992 Constitution, carries out an investigation into the human rights violations that occurred during the December 7, 2020 elections. You will recall that at least 7 people lost their lives. We have detailed these persons who were shot at and killed by operatives of the National Election Security Task Force. So you had 39-year-old Tajuddin Al-Hassan and 18-year-old Abdallah Ayarik, who lost their lives in Petition South. At the sub-local constituency, a 40-year-old Samira Zakaria and 15-year-old Husseini Musa were shot and killed. At Ablekuma Central, you will recall that Ibrahim Abbas was shot at, and he died subsequently at the Kolebu Teaching Hospital. A colleague of yours, a level 300 student of GIJ, was also shot at. However, he managed to survive his injuries. You would also recall that there were quite a host of others who sustained injuries, life-changing injuries, if I must add. They have been named, and it is essential that these gross human rights violations are investigated by Shraj. So we have invoked the mandate of Shraj. The Honorable Bua and I, we have successfully filed this complaint today. It is our contention that if we do not investigate these matters thoroughly, identify the perpetrators, sanction them, and adequately compensate the victims, we will be breeding a culture of impunity, and subsequent elections will be threatened. Eventually, the stability of our democracy and the peace of our country will be disturbed if we do not revisit the atrocities of December 2020 and make sure that the masterminders are brought to justice. So that is our motivation. It is to seek justice for the victims, to seek compensation for their families and those who survived the reckless shooting at hapless, helpless, unarmed civilians during the December 7, 2020 election.
Mr. Blacqua, are you not satisfied with the Interior Minister's, pronouncements that there is a probe already underway into these incidents, and in due course they will make the findings? So I know that the Defense Minister and Ambrose Derry himself were before Parliament to address some of these concerns. That does not satisfy you at all?
We are not satisfied because we do not know the nature of that probe, who is conducting the probe. And remember that these assurances have been coming from these persons as far back as the 10th of December, when the National Election Security Task Force issued a statement, a public statement, promising investigations and saying that they will sanction the perpetrators. More than 7 months down the lane, nothing has happened. There's been no update, no outcome at all. And in any case, we do not think that persons who have carried out these atrocities should be investigating themselves. It cannot inspire confidence. I mean, it clearly marks of conflict of interest. And the credibility of such an investigation, if at all any investigation is being carried out by these security agencies, will lack that public acceptance and that confidence that we need. So Shraj is the constitutional body that has the mandate to go into human rights violations, and we have now invoked their mandate. Nobody has gone to Shraj to ask them, because Shraj on their own cannot investigate these matters. There's the need for a petitioner, a complainant, to come before them and to properly invoke their jurisdiction. And that is what we have done.
Thank you very much. Samuel Blacqua is a Norton MP. He is one of 2 MPs, including Elembele MP Emmanuel Amakofi-Boah, who have now petitioned STRASH to look into the violence that characterized the 2020 elections, which led to the death of 6 individuals and injuries to many others. Now, private legal practitioner Justice Abdullahi has questioned the role of the Council of State institution works to benefit the people of Ghana. Speaking on 2FM, lawyer Abdullahi called for a national debate on the relevance of the Council of State in its current form.
The report to the Constitution itself. And my point is that the Constitution did not envisage the kind of Council of State that is bootlicking in its nature and literally does not have the sort of independence that we envisaged, and the sort of independence of thought, not independence of function, the independence of thought, and that kind of conscience that it could tell the president in the face that, Mr. President, you failed, or Mr. President, this is not how you're supposed to do this, do A, B, C, D. Admitted, they cannot enforce their advice because it's an advice. You cannot compel anybody to take your advice. However, I think to be able to show the level of independence of thought, they should be able to engage. Well, this is one of the problems that the Constitutional Review Commission also identified. They should be able to engage the populace for us to know that in matters A, B, C, they advise the president against the particular decision the president took.
Watching Midday Live from the News Hub here at Adisawe Kanda in Accra with me, Komladum. We have more stories, including the shortage of bread, which is biting hard in parts of the northern region. If you stay with us after this break.
I'm going to interview Zuzu right here in my house. Hey!
Look up there. Why are you using inferior pen?
It was a mistake. I no check.
Acrobat, I'm going to knock you out.
I know, sir.
You deserve quality.
Don't make mistakes. Stop.
You did the right thing.
When you are going to buy a paint, don't look left, don't look right. Go straight and grab the luxury acrylic paint. No be any paint, be paint.
The luxury acrylic paint.
Paint me champion.
Concerned about your family's safety at your home or business? Worry no more. Get more. For any window or door, get more. For unique custom-made solutions, get more. Call Trelidor 0561 24 24 24. Trelidor, Africa's strongest burglar proofing.
This is the Big Five. Jeanette Services presents Women in Worship. Themed The Grace Experience, featuring the VGMA Artist of the Year, Diana Hamilton, the incredible Mercy Chinwo, and the amazing Judy K from Nigeria. With support from Florence Obinim and Celestine Donkor, Daughters of Glorious Jesus, and Obaba Christie. Date Sunday, September 19th. Venue UPSA Auditorium, Medina. Gates open at 4 p.m. Tickets are selling for 70 Ghana Cedis single and 120 Ghana Cedis double at Airport Shell, Bachelor Total, UPSA, or purchase via www.myticketghana.com. For VIP family packages or ticket reservations, call 0248-810-396. Women in Worship is proudly brought to you by Fortune Rice and Onga, and supported by Fritol Oil, Electroland Ghana, Fan Milk, Unilever, Ophelia Crossland, Velma Accessories, ABS Collection, ATL Fabrics, Better Malt, Awake Purified Drinking Water, and Econad Entertainment. Media partners, Media General. Women in Worship. Daughter, you still have a voice.
From the north to the east, to the west, and to the south, Ghana is known for its beautiful women. Beauty indeed lives here. 16 of Ghana's most beautiful ladies. Introducing Kwansima, Seto, Arama, Wedega, Manu, Nana, Tero, Safwa, Efua, Akosia, Ekia, Tia, Dede, and Infojo. 16 bevies of beauty, 16 culturally inclined ladies, bold, beautiful, and assertive, ready to face the world. Who is your favorite contestant? Keep your votes coming in for them by dialing *713*13# and follow the prompt, or download the GMB Reality app on Google Play Store or Apple App Store and vote for your favorite. Make sure to not miss the live performance shows this and every Sunday at 8 p.m. right here on TV3, Ghana's most beautiful, rediscovering true beauty.
GM1 shows Sundays at 8 p.m. and repeat Fridays at 3 p.m. and is sponsored by Lavon's Tomato Mix, Camel now from Kerex, Freedom from Casapreco, GTP, Darling Lemon Drink, Airtel Tigo's Big Time Bundles, Lufat, Deluxe Acrylic Paint, Spray and Coil, and Napa Mackerel, Geisha, Close Up, Ayo Insurance, Fan Milk Nutri-Day Yogurt, and supported by
Let's just bring you a story just coming through. It's a tribunal constituted under the auspices of the London International Court of Arbitration has issued an award in favor of the Bank of Ghana, dismissing all claims brought by Accepting Switch Systems Limited in relation to the termination of a bank of a master agreement for the Ghana retail payment systems infrastructure in 2017. The tribunal also ordered the Accepting Switch to make a substantial payment to the bank in respect of the legal fees and costs of the arbitration. So just some story just coming through on the Accepting Switch contract in 2017 that was terminated. The tribunal has awarded some costs for the Ghana company. George Queening has the latest from the world of business, including the story about the shortage of bread. George, I know you love bread a lot.
Actually, we all love bread.
And now we're learning about the shortage in the northern parts of the country because of hiking prices of flour. The bakers appear to be on strike. That must be worrying for the people who live there.
I'm sure. So, you know, bread is a basic necessity. And so when a development like this, pans out, it's very worrying. And we want to get the very latest update on this very development. My name is George Queening, and this is the Business News. And on top of our stories, the Institute for Energy Policy and Research, IEPR, has petitioned the Office of the Special Prosecutor to investigate alleged procurement breaches by the Electricity Company of Ghana to the tune of $36 million. The Institute is alleging the transaction was a grand scheme by former government officials to defraud the state, and the think tank says the award of the contract to First Grace Limited and payment in that regard raises questions. It comes on the back on the Auditor General's report on procurement of some prepaid meters and conductors which the ECG failed to deploy. Executive Director for Institute for Energy Policy and Research, Kojo Poku, wants the Office of the Special Prosecutor to investigate and take punitive action against any individual found culpable in the procurement breaches by the ECG. And now let's speak to the Executive Director, Kojo Poku, on this very development and get more clarity on this very one. Good afternoon, Kojo.
Hi, good afternoon. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I know the Auditor General brought the report somewhere last 2 weeks, and you're now petitioning the Special Prosecutor. Do you have any new information?
Well, I think the story is being messed up. Our petition to the Special Prosecutor is not on procurement lapses by ECG. And I've seen that carried by a few media. What we looked at, yes, when we inquired into why there were meters in ECG warehouses as a result of the Auditor General report, we now chanced on another transaction. So that transaction was not as a result of procurement lapses by ECG. This is a completely different transaction by Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Power at that time to procure electric meters for ECG. Now, the transaction was done in a very fraudulent way. And as a result of that transaction, some meters that did not meet ECG standards were supplied to ECG. So those meters are in ECG warehouses, but they can't give those ones out to customers because they are not meters that meet the standard of what ECG gives out. So I hope we clarify that.
Kojo, is it that same transaction that you are alleging that some parties were paid for no work done?
Yes, the $36 million for L&R company, which we were told were from China, but it's not a Chinese company, and some First Grace company, First Grace Limited, a Ghanaian company.
So what are your expectations of the special prosecutor regarding this very matter?
Well, you see, for the report we got a report from Kroll. You know, there's this news about Kroll coming to Ghana to do some work and was paid $1 million. Kroll did a very detailed investigation, and Kroll sent us that report. And a copy of that report is what we have given to the special prosecutor. It tells you the names, the bank account, where that money went, and everything you need to know about that transaction. So for us, we are not an investigative body, and we don't even have security for our staff and myself. So we thought we don't want to delve into that thing. We handed everything over to the special prosecutor. We hope you read it and bring in the individuals responsible for this fraud and prosecute them.
Thank you so much for your time, Kojo Poku. And Kojo Poku is the executive director of that very, institute that is, a petition the special prosecutor to look into the ECG irregularities that were outlined in the Auditor General's report somewhere last 2 weeks. And away from that, the Bank of Ghana has won a case in arbitration against Sipton Switch over a cancelled interoperability contract. The central bank cancelled $4.6 billion deal between the Bank of Ghana and information technology service provider Sipton Switch, and has led to a $1 billion lawsuit filed by the company. The suit filed at an arbitration tribunal in London alleges the central bank granted Sipton Switch a contract to develop the Ghana retail payment systems infrastructure, but the $1 billion the company says it invested in the project has gone to waste after the plan nosedived. The project was intended to ensure complete interoperability of Ghana's payment systems in an effort to provide convenient electronic transactions for consumers in need of goods and services. Now let's go to the northern part of Ghana because, one of your favorite breakfast contestants, our constant actually, bread, is in shortage. The shortage of the commodity in the northern regional capital, Tamale, is beginning to bite hard. Consumers were this morning left stranded at various bakeries over the shortage. Bread makers in the region on Tuesday, August 24, indicated they were going to embark on a sit-down strike for 3 days following increase in cost of flour and other ingredients. And Christopher Marco has been finding out more.
Right now you can see there's no bread. I'm from all the way from Target. Along the street there's no bread. I decided to come to the Russia Bungalow here. You can see by yourself there's no bread. Now I've decided to go and buy the meat pan and go and feed for my family. Now you can see it creates a lot of inconvenience to my family. So right now we don't know what to do.
Right now we've been buying bread. It is not there. We are buying meat pie and other things, and the money is more higher than how we've been buying the bread for our children to go to school. Now it's a problem. We buy bread at least 5 cedis, 6 cedis, 7 cedis. Now the meat pie, some 7 cedis, 1, 6 cedis, and you've got about 4, 3 children. How can you buy this?
It's for our kids. I wanted to buy it for, but so far I just come. It's not around. I'm really confused. I don't know how to do it.
So it means today there will be no tea?
Yeah, it will be difficult to find it.
Well, this is a development that really interests us, and so we'll be monitoring every aspect of it and update you subsequently in our bulletins. And away from that, the Industrial and Commercial Workers Union, ICU, is requesting government to support automobile companies in the country to enable them employ more workers. General Secretary of ICU, Solomon Kote, was interacting with workers of some automobile manufacturing companies here in Accra.
According to the ICU, figures available to them indicate that between 2019 to date, importation of new vehicles are reduced by about 10%. The union, however, expressed concern about some aspects of the policies of various governments which have stifled the setting up of such companies in Ghana.
Discouraging enough for you to know that if you bring a vehicle before even you clear how much you pay, so if you are even coming to sell it, not to use it, then how much are you going to sell it? And that becomes a problem to discourage, so much jalopy is not coming into to the country. I think we will give credit to government, okay, past and current government. They've looked at that sector and a lot of concessions have been given and they are paying reasonable taxes.
The head of Gender and Youth Desk at ICU, Christina Asante, encouraged more women to capitalize on opportunities in the automobile sector.
We found our women doing only the administrative, work and etc. But those are the work that also does not pay. When we are calling the shots, we don't see the women there. This is the area we want our women to vie into, the science, the technology, and this is where they can make impact within the auto sector.
And that's how we end the business news here on Midday Live. Remember, I can get more business news updates when you log on to our website. It's 3news.com. Midday Live continues after this break with Komlado. Thanks for watching. Have a good afternoon.
Impressor oil na capsules kura ahoɔdennu a ɛboa eyi yawa a ɛnam sasabro usisi wachiri bremo ne afe waposo nyinaa firi nipadua no mu. Impressor capsules kura ahoɔden a etumi boa esiesie no mpa a ɛho akokwa nea ntokrontokro deda mu ɛne afe waposo gregra awewie no nyinaa esiesie no ɛma no ahoɔden foforo kura wopɛ aduru a wobetumi de wo ho atoso na ayi wo honam yaw nyinaa de a any impressor ne adura wara owo yefunu mpo etumi no mbie se onom impressor capsules now the impressor oil twitwibia eye wo ya no a ene ne wato adi ya wo bedwane entem so kra ope impressor capsule ne oil ibia to a ko pharmacy licensed chemical shop ana herbal shop a ebe wo atufom frɛ Ayona Pharmacy Limited 0553 134 185 ana 0243 123 224. Impressor Yao Big Johnny. This advert is FDA approved.
Autofix Engineering Ghana Limited, your automobile fixing expert. At Autofix, your old and rickety cars are made brand new. Your accident cars come alive. Trust Autofix for an excellent job when it comes to bodyworks and spraying. Our skilled mechanics are trained to service, maintain, and repair all kinds of automobile. We install security tracking systems as well. We can modify your car to make it the latest model. You can sell your faulty cars to us. We also buy accident cars, even if they are still at the police station. Locate Autofix at Kaneshi Odoko Highway, close to Accra Academy, behind the Goyle Filling Station. Call us
0244 498 776 or 0244 498 774.
Let's welcome the time ladies.
Malaria, phone to me Fedri abofra on di fiedumieno intimi Fedri
hospital anasa lab me anya a 3-day monhwehwemu ansa na wetimi anomedro yibi
kayo set time no TIME
FDA agi adwade nkratoa yi atum you like to
I'll take a 1 year my God time we are the hustle na massa where you dey so we hopping each and every day. I be you one can chop. You want to buy you no one chop. Oh, compare who baby ready I will be and say who baby. Draw me out of go. Draw me out of go. Hey, one you be. Draw me out of go. Draw me out of go. True vibe. Draw me out of go. Draw me out of go. I'm your monster. Draw me out of go. I'm in a boy with a drape, it's a killer feeling vibe no. Most of me flow with a tap no. The money we got thrown on your job no. I take a selling car, me feel a gab no. Chale ya nyamana, me a lumba. And I do ya jina mu a blumba. Joe le me I'm one day, swangala way, me le bank fell luna.
You like to
The Saturday mornings will never be the same again.
We will bring you the best mix of sports and lifestyle content on Warm-Up Plus.
We will interview exciting professionals from different fields of endeavor, including sports and fitness.
give fans an opportunity to show their passion, and preview upcoming games.
Discuss what's trending in the world of sports and entertainment, give you lifestyle tips, serve you music, exercise, dance, laugh, and have an absolute ball on TV each Saturday.
So whether you're a fan or you just like fun,
you will absolutely love Warm Up Plus.
Warm Up Plus shows live Saturdays at 10 a.m. only on TV3.
Good afternoon, let's do sports news now here on Midday Live on TV3. It's our first story. And the Tokyo 2020 Paralympic Games finally opened 364 days later than planned and after a year of utmost difficulties. 5 years have passed since competitors in Chao to Rio. At long last, it is the turn of the Paralympics to bid for Tokyo. Now, the Games began with an opening ceremony full of color and celebration, interjected with a touch of poignancy. A concept of "We Have Wings," which organizers said intended to raise awareness of the courage of Paralympians. Ghana's Frederick Asso finished 12th in the men's B 4,000-meter individual pursuit paracycling with a time of 6 minutes 28 seconds. And some more stories. And the national deaf female football team has started their camping ahead of the African Deaf Football Challenge to be staged in Kenya in September. Based at the Bechem School for the Deaf, the team will engage in a few trial matches to work on their fitness and conditions for the next 3 weeks before leaving for Kenya. My colleague Daniel Yeboah filed this report.
Huddle up and ready to roll. They walk out slowly, talking amongst themselves in the sign language, knowing that practice makes perfect. This is possible because the Bechem School for the Deaf has a holistic approach to education that gives the students an opportunity to showcase their talents away from the classrooms. Are you ready for Africa?
The training was very active and amazing, full of activities, and I enjoyed it. I was really happy because I joined my friends to train. Well, my defensive skills has really helped the team, and when I'm active at the defense, it will help us to win the tournament in Kenya. I cannot do it alone. I need the support of my teammates, and once we are all united, of course, we can go ahead and win.
The Bechem School for the Deaf will represent Ghana in the first African Deaf Ball Games slated for Nairobi, Kenya from the 11th to the 26th of September 2021. The Deaf Ladies team are on the verge of securing their tickets as they engaged in the Africa Qualification Series, which comes before the World Deaf Sports Championships. Team captain Mercy Amwa is ready.
Well, I'm very happy. This is the first time I'm joining my colleagues to train, so I'm very excited. We are ready and the team is ready. We have trained so well and the team is focused. Africa's game is tough, but we are Ghana and we can deliver.
The ladies are in camp preparing for the international games, and the school was chosen as a hub for the production of young footballers. Principal Alisopon Edubia says she's proud her school was chosen and believes the girls can deliver the trophy and the qualification slot.
So I was very, very excited. I always with them when they are doing the training. I know and I hope by the God grace they will qualify to Kenya so that they will go to the Brazil.
Coach Emmanuel Asari is taking his charges through the rigorous preparation, and he's hoping his team will excel next month.
So you have some of the ladies coming from the other special schools to come and join. Though we have some with us, but we still need more to add to the number so that we can fully prepare for the tournament. However, we are also doing our part as a team, and we are gradually getting to where we are going to.
The young ladies know they have a task and will do everything they can to make the moments count.
And as our final story this afternoon, England captain Harry Kane says he will be staying at Tottenham Hotspur this summer and is 100% focused on helping the team achieve success. Manchester City had been keen to sign Harry Kane, who believed he had a gentleman's agreement with chairman Daniel Levy to leave Spurs this summer. But Levy has refused to enter into negotiations for the striker, who's 28 years old. Harry Kane played his first game of the season on Sunday, coming on as a substitute in a 1-0 win over the Wolverhampton Wanderers. Well, that's all the sports news this afternoon here on Midday Live on TV3. After the break, international news and entertainment will follow.
Africa, are you ready? Yes, it's bigger than ever. The stage is bigger. Music coming your way like never before. Yes, it's big.
Music shows every Saturday at 8 p.m. on TV3. Don't miss it.
They have many things in common. Their taste for what's trending, eagerness to spill the news, excitement to share a new recipe, readiness to commit, willingness to book that event. Ultimately, the vibe to make your imaginations go wild. The Ladies Circle.
Every Saturday, 6 p.m. on TV3. Brought to you by
Yaz Sanitary Pad, Vodafone, GTP, still timeless.
Woodin.
The Saturday mornings will never be the same again.
We will bring you the best mix of sports and lifestyle content on Warm-Up Plus.
We will interview exciting professionals from different fields of endeavor, including sports and fitness. Give fans an opportunity to show their passion and preview upcoming games.
Discuss what's trending in the world of sports and entertainment, give you lifestyle tips, serve you music, exercise, dance, laugh, and have an absolute ball on TV each Saturday.
So whether you're a fan or you just like fun,
you will absolutely love Warm-Up Plus.
Warm-Up Plus shows live Saturdays at 10 a.m. only on TV3.
You're welcome back. Time now for some international news. Almost 60% of Afghans who have been forced to leave their homes this year are children, according to the UN. According to figures released by the UN's Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs, in Afghanistan, more than 400,000 people have been registered as newly displaced since the start of May, as fighting intensified across the country. In total, almost 555,000 Afghans have been displaced so far this year. The Taliban's rapid attacks across almost all the Afghan provinces has put even further strain on the country, where 18 million people are in need of humanitarian assistance. Meanwhile, COVID-19 vaccinations fell by 80% in Afghanistan in the first week after the Taliban took over the country, according to UNICEF. The UN Children's Agency is warning that nearly 2 million doses of Johnson & Johnson vaccines delivered to Afghanistan, about half of the total so far, expire in November. Here in Africa, Zimbabwe has extended by 2 weeks a strict lockdown put in place to contain a deadly third wave of COVID-19. The lockdown has been in place since June to control the spread of a virus. A dusk to dawn curfew will remain in place, and restaurants are still closed to sitting customers. Information Minister Monica Mustavangwa acknowledged that while there had been notable decrease in infections, more needed to be done to reduce the numbers even further. The government recorded 319 new cases and 27 deaths Tuesday. There have been 123,320 infections and 4,320 COVID-related deaths reported in the country since the pandemic began. That'll be all for international news. Entertainment is up next. In entertainment, reigning Ghana's most beautiful queen, Midday has been given an opportunity to enroll 2 female students into the Lawe Open University here in Accra. The scholarship package is an inclusive education project aimed at student enrollment in tertiary education.
Old Cordelia Na Samson and Sophia Selassie are the 2 lucky beneficiaries of the Midday scholarship package to the Lawe Open University after weeks of rigorous search. At a short ceremony held at the Lawe University, the 2 were officially presented with a scholarship package and agreement. Cordelia and Selassie, who will both pursue a degree in human resource, promised to make the best of the opportunity.
This scholarship came at a very important time of my life. I completed senior high 13 years ago, and at a point I thought I would never be able to make it to the university. So I would like to say a very big thank you to the university, Lawe Open University, and also to the GMB Queen for this very opportunity.
I had no hope of going back to school due to financial issues, but this scholarship serves as a great opportunity and a privilege for me to go back to school.
Midday expressed appreciation to the management of the institution for recognizing the role of education in society and for supporting her project.
And so I'm very grateful to Lawe University. This scholarship has been existing already, and I know that even in the future there'll be more opportunities for more ladies to come into this institution so that their dreams will be realized and then they will become an important part of the society.
That will be how we wrap up our bulletin this afternoon, but our top stories: 2 NDC MP Samuel Blacqua and Emmanuel Amakufibua filed petition against Interior and Defense Ministers with charge over deaths recorded during the 2020 general elections. Also, we brought you a story about the bird flu outbreak, which has now hit 5 regions, the Western North, the latest to be infected with over 100,000 birds across the country. Also, a week after shooting incident at Obuasi